What up, everyone? I am PolarIce. Welcome to the PolarIce Network for all things gaming, tech, and beyond. Thanks for joining me for the unboxing of the 2021 16-inch Macbook Pro with the M1 Max processor. It's back to the future, baby. The Macbook Pro 2021. 16-inch model is the one that I'm showing the unboxing video for today, but it has finally arrived. This video, we're going to take a look at some of the contents on the inside of the box, some of the packaging, and just some initial impressions on the hardware itself. Following that, we will be taking a look at a subsequent video at some initial impressions with some actual practical real-life application of some of the features that Apple totes this device to have. And speaking of features, they don't shortchange you here. It's an up to 21-hour battery life Apple is toting, up to 2 times faster storage, and up to 11x faster ML. What is without an Apple product unless you have the display? And so the display is what they're calling their Liquid Retina XDR display. In addition to the amazing display, it also comes with a 6-speaker surround or 6-speaker sound system with spatial audio. This spatial audio technology is something that Apple has been trying to grow, and they have been promoting on some of selected iTunes songs. I've heard it. I have to say it sounds kind of cool, but I don't know if I would go as far as to say it's like Dolby Atmos quality by any stretch of the imagination. This also has an up to 3.7 times faster CPU compared to some of the other things in its class, and up to 13 times faster graphics. It all does this while keeping the system amazingly cool, at least that's what Apple alleges, through an advanced thermal architecture. So they've really reworked and tweaked some of the internals so that it can actually keep this bad boy running cool, smooth, and optimally. There is up to 8 terabytes of storage capable and of up to 64 gigabytes of memory. But what I'm very happy to see with the addition of this particular unit is the 1080p FaceTime HD camera. That's right, Apple has finally ditched the 720 camera, which is a little surprising considering that Apple is literally the last one to the party. Most devices, including, very inexpensive tablets and so forth, have 4K cameras or at least 1080. So it's really nice that they finally decided to upgrade the camera. Even though they're the last ones to the party, it's still really nice to see that they nonetheless caught on and they have it. Additional features are the studio quality mics and the return of a number of precious features that we have missed, such as the MagSafe 3. I mean, personally, I like the MagSafe. There have been times where I tripped over the cord and I just couldn't imagine. I mean, maybe the breakaway with the Thunderbolt cord is sufficient, but for me personally, it has really come in handy and saved a great many falls, or saving my device from a great many falls. And it also comes with the return of HDMI and a memory card slot, the SDXC. It also has Thunderbolt 4 and has ProMotion technology. It supposedly have what they're calling their magic keyboard, and I use that in air quotes because Apple always has a very interesting naming scheme to most of their peripherals, and this one is no different. Now, the magic keyboard with this is going to tote its first time removal in years on any of the latest models, the removal of the touch bar with an actual hard keyboard, top row of keys that you can actually press. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. The system is being shipped with macOS Monterey, or at least that's what Apple is saying. But what's really big here is this processor, the M1 Max. This is the grand marquee of Apple's current journey into hardware and their own self-made processors from the company itself. since leaving Intel, it blows the competition out of the water. So it will be, again, even though on paper it looks amazing, I can't wait to see how it actually looks with real usage for day-to-day tasks, but also some pretty intensive editing and other things I throw at this system. I have no doubt, based on the reviews, that it will be able to handle it, but we'll get to that in a moment. So if you want to see this unboxing, stay tuned. But if you want to see the impressions or my initial reactions and impressions of the device itself, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and be on the lookout. It should be coming and uploaded very soon. I would love to share it with you guys. But for today, let's get to the unboxing. So the box is pretty much a straightforward display of what the actual computer will look like. It's no frilled. I don't really know what this abstract look is. Apple uses it seems like a lot of these movements in some of their latest phones and devices, including iPads. On the back, it just simply has the serial numbers and so forth. And on the side, we have, of course, let me show you there, the Apple logo. Because what is an Apple device without the Apple logo? The first thing we see when we're opening it is that there is some tape here on the side, and it has a little arrow. This is also common for a lot of Apple's products. I've even seen these kind of these tabs showing on even the, what do they call those? The air tags. So when we pull it, it begins to, so the plastic is really thin. It's not protecting really anything, but I guess that's the whole purpose of the box, is to protect it. And so the box has some nice weight to it. It's some pretty stock cardboard. So considering the price for this device, I definitely am very happy to see that I have good cardboard use, because I want all my money's worth. And we also have a protective sleeve that's covering the actual system. Now, this is the 16-inch, just as a reminder, review. And this also is the darker of the two colors. It comes with a tab here, I'm assuming, to lift our unit up. And we lift it up. And I have to say, it's got weight. This is not a light device by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not terribly surprised, given that there's a lot packed into this system, but it is a little disappointing to see that it is pretty heavy. I think this will definitely, certainly not holding in hands, but it's a big display, so I wouldn't want to do that anyway. But, you know, throwing in with other things like your camera and so forth, it could be cumbersome to tote around. I mean, this is the weight of a little bit more, I would imagine, of a textbook. One of those thick high school or college textbooks that's like 5,000 pages. So we'll get back to the system itself. This is the main thing I'm sure everybody's interested in just a moment. We have the inside of the box. So looks like we have the typical Apple folder here where it indicates it's designed by Apple in California. We do need to know where Apple is. And inside it comes with the instructions. So it does come with a little bit of a manual that shows where the everything is accessible from, the features it has, such as Touch ID, and of course a lot of warranty and other safety and handling measurements and things that you need to make sure that you be careful with. Something that none of us really read, but legally Apple has to do it. And this feels like Christmas because there's more in here. So it's not particularly easy to get whatever, oh, they're stickers. So the stickers are here. And I have to say that this is a bit of a surprise. The stickers, for the first time that I'm noticing, at least my initial reaction, is that they are black. So typically that is not the color of the Apple stickers, but it does look like these are, well, stickers. And I've never actually put them or used them on anything, so it's nonetheless nice to see that they keep up that tradition. And it appears that there is nothing else in here except just a hard stock cardboard on the back. It looks like we have the MagSafe charger. So it does have the USB-C connector associated with this. The cord looks at least initially, to be of a decent size. And we have the brick, which is the tried and true, what we're all familiar with, Apple brick. I will say that this brick is heavy like the other ones. It feels a little bit heavier, and it also looks a little bit more elongated on this side. So it looks more like a rectangle versus the typical square that I'm accustomed to. Now, mind you, I am also coming from the MacBook 2012, the mid-year edition. So this is quite an update, an upgrade. Personal disclaimer and total transparency, I could not justify spending all of this money on an Apple device and having a 720 camera. One of my biggest pet peeves. If you know me, you know I've often talked about that. So that alone had my interest when I found out that they had an actual 1080 camera, but also just the other features that it has also is a very nice welcome. And in addition to the box itself, I don't know if there really is anything else. I don't think any of this is able to be removed. So that's it. It's a very minimalist, typical Apple setup where it has everything that you need. I will go ahead and open the connector cord. It comes with a little tab that you can fold over. So this is interesting. I will say, touching it and feeling it was a surprise. It's not the traditional plastic connector that we've all become accustomed to and come and love and hate, or hate and love, or however you want to call it. So it is really nice to see that it does have a more of a rope-like feel to it. It's much more flexible than the harder wire. And this thing is long. I don't know how long it is, but we'll find out from the specifications, but it's plenty long, at least for my initial inspection. Now, I understand also that the MacBook Pro 16 edition, the 16-inch 2021 edition, the brick here is the fastest charging one that they include in the kit. I guess that I've read and heard in the reviews that the 14-inch does not actually have as fast of a charger. So I'm very fortunate to have this because I do a lot of charging and I'm doing a lot of work on my MacBook. Ladies and gentlemen, the MacBook Pro. So piece of tape, typical of Apple, that would really say pull here, but you just intuitively know with some very thin sticky tape on the side. It kind of opens on both ends, and on there engraved in a very, very cool looking MacBook. So that's new. Maybe they've had them on some of the other devices, but this is new for at least my time seeing it. The device feels premium. It does not seem like a cheap computer at all. It doesn't feel plasticky. It's actually quite metal. And the pads are, felt, so they're very soft to keep from skidding and scratching. Looks like that Apple has continued to use their proprietary hex screws, whatever you want to call them. So I don't know if this is upgradable, but that's something to think about. And of course, we have the front. We have our Apple logo here. And on the back, we can see some of the vent covers that's there, nothing else there. On the side is what we really want to see, because this has the MagSafe connector cord that we've already talked about with the threaded cord, or the rope cord. 2, it appears to be HDMI ports and a headphone jack there. And on the other side, if we flip it around, it has a HDMI, as we talked about, previously before, Thunderbolt, and a slot for the memory card, so for the SD card. And at the very front of the device, there is a small indentation here for you to lift and to open the device as such. And when we open it, we are greeted with that infamous Apple startup. And I have to say that I'm very impressed with the sound already initially. It looks pretty impressive, or sounds very, very rich. We have the keyboard, which is lit. Let's see if you can see it there, the trackpad, and of course, the display. And in the display, it has its typical initial loading information like hello, whatever, in every language known to mankind. And that concludes the unboxing. I will give you, again, a review of my initial impressions of the device in a short time, so stay tuned. And again, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not already done so, to be able to see additional unboxing videos that I will be completing and doing in the very near future. I'm new to this, so I know it's not as polished or professional as some individuals. I'm always receptive to feedback and hope that I guess the novice in me does not deter anybody from being able to appreciate and explore the content. So with that being said, I will see you guys later to gaming and beyond. This is the PolarIce Network, and I am PolarIce, concluding the unboxing of the MacBook Pro 2021 16-inch MacBook.